Math 107, Spring 2013, Exam 2, Part B. Problem 13. What is the domain of the function f of x is equal to the square root of x plus 1 divided by x? So first of all, x plus 1 has to be greater than or equal to 0 because that's the radicand. And at the same time, x from the denominator cannot be equal to 0. Otherwise, the denominator would be 0. So we have x has to be greater than or equal to negative 1 from the first inequality, and x is not equal to 0. So that gives us an interval from negative 1 to infinity without 0. So this is this interval. We do include negative 1. We have to exclude 0. Problem 14. Circle the possible graph of 2x minus 5 is equal to 11. So if you solve this little equation for x, notice there aren't any y's in this equation. You get x equals 8, which is an equation of a vertical line. So the only vertical line is represented on this graph, E. Problem 15. Find the equation of a line in slope-intercept form which passes through points 2, negative 5, 1, 4. So the slope of this line is going to be 4 minus negative 5 divided by 1 minus 2, or you could do it the other way, so negative 5 minus 4 divided by 2 minus 1. The order doesn't matter as long as you subtract in the same order y's and x's. So I have 4 plus 5 divided by negative 1 gives me negative 9. That's the slope of my line, and then I put it in the slope-intercept form. So I have y minus the y-coordinate of a point, I chose point B, is equal to the slope times x minus the x-coordinate of the same point, point B, which is 1. And then I distribute negative 9, so it's negative 9 times x and negative 9 times negative 1 on the right hand side, and then add 4 to both sides, and I get y is equal to negative 9x plus 13, and this is the equation of the line passing through these 2 points. Problem 16. Find the equation of a line perpendicular to y is equal to negative 1/3 x plus 10, which passes through point 3, negative 2. So the slope of our original line is negative 1/3, which means that the slope of the perpendicular line is going to be 3, negative reciprocal. And then once you have the slope, and you have the point through which the line passes, you write the equation of the line in the slope-intercept form. So you have, in the point-slope form, y minus the y-coordinate of the point, which is negative 2, is equal to the slope times x minus the x-coordinate of the point, which happens to be 3 as well. And you distribute 3, so you have 3x minus 9 here. Negative minus 2 is plus 2. And then subtract 2 from both sides, and you get y is equal to 3x minus 11. This is the equation of this perpendicular line. Problem 17. Find the equation of a line parallel to the graph of 3 minus y is equal to 7. Note, there aren't any x's in the equation, and which passes, the line passes through the point 2, 5. So the given line is y is equal to negative 4 if you add y to both sides and subtract 7 from both sides, which is a horizontal line. And a parallel line to a horizontal line is also horizontal. So the new line is going to be y is equal to 5 because the horizontal line has to pass through this point 2, 5. So the y-coordinate of this point has to be on the line. So it's y is equal to 5. Problem 18. Solve the equation x minus 2 times x minus 1 is equal to 3. First expand the left-hand side, so you have x squared minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 3. Subtract 3 from both sides, so you have x squared minus 3x minus 1 is equal to 0, which is a quadratic equation. You can try to factor it, or you can go straight to the quadratic formula. So it's going to be x is equal to 3 plus or minus square root of 3, negative 3 squared, which is 9, minus 4 times 1 times negative 1, which gives you positive 4 under the square root, and everything is divided by 2 times 1, this one over here, 2 times a. So after you simplify it, you can just simplify 9 plus 4, which is 13. You get that x, so the solution to the equation, is equal to 3 plus or minus the square root of 13 over 2. Problem 19. Find the solutions to the given equation. This is a rational equation. So again, there are plenty of methods of solving this equation. My method is to find the common denominator everywhere. So the common denominator is going to be x minus 2x plus 3. Notice that x squared plus x minus 6 also factors into x minus 2x plus 3. So you expand each rational expression so that, well, this one doesn't need expanding, so that all of them have the same denominator. Now, if all of these expressions have the same denominator and you can add the 2 on the left hand side, you're going to get x times x plus 3 plus 2 times x minus 2 is equal to negative 10. Since all denominators are the same, you can basically drop them. So you have x squared plus 3x if you expand, plus 2x minus 4, again expand, is equal to negative 10 on the right hand side. And then add 10 to both sides, simplify, and you have x squared plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0, which is a quadratic equation. Factors very nicely, x plus 2 times x plus 3 is equal to 0. So you set each factor equal to 0. So you have x equals negative 2 or x equals negative 3, but x equals negative 3 is not in the domain of your original equation, because if you were to plug it back in here, notice that you get 0 in the denominator. You don't have such problem with negative 2. If you plug negative 2 in here, you get negative 4 in the denominator, no problem. So the only solution to this equation is x equals negative 2. You have to reject negative 3. It's an extraneous solution. Problem 20. Find x-intercepts and y-intercepts of 2x minus 5y is equal to 10. So the x-intercepts, well, there's only one x-intercept, is when y is equal to 0. So if this part is equal to 0, that's 2x is equal to 10. So x equals 5. So the x-intercept is going to be 5, 0. And the y-intercept is when x is equal to 0. So if this part is 0, you get negative 5, y is equal to 10. So y is equal to negative 2. And the y-intercept is going to be 0, negative 2. And we can clearly see part C gives us these points. 5, 0 for x-intercept and 0, negative 2 for the y-intercept. Problem 21. Sketch the graph of g of x is x plus 3 squared minus 1. Label the vertex. You didn't have to label this y-intercept here, but I just labeled it so that the picture looks better. So the vertex is going to be negative 3, negative 1, because if you take the parabola y is equal to x squared, you're shifting it 3 units to the left and 1 unit down. So the vertex used to be here at 0, 0, now it's shifted 3 left, 1 down. And it's a parabola that opens up, and this is the graph. Problem 22. Choose the correct graph of function g of x is equal to negative square root of x minus 5 and then plus 7 outside the square root. So we take the square root function y is equal to square root of x and we shift it 5 to the right, reflection over the x-axis, and then at the end 7 up. So the square root function will look more or less like this. Y is equal to square root of x, and it starts at 0, 0, and then reflected 5 to the right, shifted right 5 to the right, reflected over the x-axis, and then 7 up is this one.